Welcome to my channel, Super Rare Coins. Today is best, top 3 coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. The 1998 Bank of Uganda 100 shillings coin is a mid-denomination coin from Uganda's late 20th century coinage, introduced during a period of monetary modernization and economic stabilization in the country. Uganda's currency, the shilling UGX, has been in use since 1966, but during the 1990s, inflation and increased public cash usage prompted the replacement of certain lower-value banknotes with more durable coins. The 100 shillings denomination, first issued in the early 1990s, was designed to facilitate everyday transactions for small to moderate purchases and to reduce the costs of replacing worn paper notes. The 1998 issue was struck from nickel-plated steel, a sturdy and corrosion-resistant material that gives the coin a silvery metallic finish when new, though coins in circulation typically lose their original shine, taking on a soft gray tone from where the coin has a diameter of about 23 millimeters, a thickness of approximately 1.9 millimeters, and weighs around 5.5 grams. It features a smooth plain edge, which helps reduce production costs while still making the coin easy to handle. On the obverse front side, the coin proudly displays the coat of arms of Uganda, a rich emblem of the nation's heritage, resources, and unity. At its center is a traditional East African shield and 2 crossed spears, representing the defense and protection of the nation. Above the shield sits the drum, symbolizing Uganda's cultural traditions and the importance of communication and community in national life. The shield itself is adorned with depictions of the sun, representing the country's location on the equator and hope for a bright future, and waves symbolizing Lake Victoria and the River Nile, 2 of Uganda's most vital natural features. On either side of the shield stand the crested crane, Uganda's national bird, a symbol of peace and elegance. Also seen on the national flag and the Ugandan cob, an antelope symbolizing the nation's rich wildlife. Below the emblem is a representation of fertile land and a river, signifying the importance of agriculture and water resources to Uganda's economy. Surrounding this national coat of arms are the Bank of Uganda at the top and the year of issue 1998 at the bottom. The reverse back side of the coin prominently features the denomination 100 shillings in large bold numerals and letters, ensuring that the value can be identified at a glance during transactions. Some versions of the coin also incorporate subtle decorative elements or borders around the denomination, adding to its aesthetic appeal while maintaining a clear and functional layout. The plain edge and practical size were chosen to make the coin comfortable for daily handling and distinguishable from other Ugandan coins by both sight and touch. From an economic and historical perspective, the introduction of the 100 shillings coin in the 1990s and its continued issuance in years like 1998 was part of Uganda's shift toward a more coin-based system for certain denominations, in line with practices in other African nations experiencing similar economic conditions. In 1998, 100 shillings had enough purchasing power to buy basic items such as a cup of tea, small quantities of vegetables, or a short-distance taxi fare. Over time, inflation has significantly reduced the real value of this denomination, but in its day it played an important role in day-to-day commerce. In terms of mintage and collectability, the 1998 Bank of Uganda 100 shillings coin was produced in large numbers for circulation, meaning worn examples are common and generally hold little value above face value. However, coins in uncirculated UNC or mint state condition, especially those from official mint sets, can be of greater interest to collectors, particularly those specializing in African or Commonwealth coinage. Proof versions, if issued, are rarer and display mirror-like fields and frosted designs, making them more desirable. Error coins such as mistruck pieces, off-center strikes, or those with missing plating are scarce and may hold a premium in the collector's market. The coin's symbolism is deeply tied to Uganda's national identity. The crested crane, cob, antelope, and agricultural motifs reflect the country's reliance on natural beauty and resources, while the sun and water symbols emphasize Uganda's role as a source of the Nile and as a fertile agricultural land. These themes are consistent across most Ugandan currency designs, reinforcing a strong sense of cultural pride. In conclusion, the 1998 Bank of Uganda 100 shillings coin is both a practical piece of circulating currency from its time and a miniature work of national symbolism. While common in circulated form, high-quality examples are valued by collectors as part of Uganda's late 20th century numismatic history. Its nickel-plated steel composition ensures durability, its clear national imagery celebrates heritage, and its issue during a period of economic adjustment gives it historical significance as Uganda continued to modernize its currency system and economy toward the turn of the millennium. Next, the 1998 Bank of Uganda 200 shillings coin is a mid-denomination circulating coin from the Republic of Uganda, issued during a period of economic and monetary stabilization in the country's history. Uganda, a landlocked East African nation, had undergone several currency reforms, with the shilling UGX being its official currency since 1966. By the 1990s, inflation pressures and economic restructuring had prompted the introduction of higher denomination coins to replace lower-value banknotes, making the 200 shillings coin both a practical and symbolic part of the nation's coinage system. The 1998 issue is struck from nickel-plated steel, giving it a bright silvery appearance when new, though coins in circulation often develop duller gray tones with handling and age. It weighs approximately 7.6 grams, has a diameter of 27 millimeters, and a thickness of around 2 millimeters, with a plain, smooth edge details that make it distinct from smaller denominations like the 100 shillings coin. The obverse side of the coin proudly bears the coat of arms of Uganda, a national emblem steeped in symbolism. At the center is a traditional African shield and two crossed spears, representing defense of the nation. Above the shield is the crest of the drum, symbolizing cultural heritage and the power of communication. The shield itself bears a depiction of the sun rising over the river Nile, representing Uganda's role as the source of the Nile, as well as fertile land for agriculture. Flanking the shield are two supporters. On the left, the crested crane, Uganda's national bird, also featured on the national flag, symbolizing peace and elegance, and on the right, the Ugandan kob, a type of antelope representing the country's abundant wildlife. Below the arms is a depiction of the fertile land and a river, symbolizing agriculture and water resources. Encircling this emblem are the Bank of Uganda at the top and the year of mintage 1998. At the bottom, the reverse side of the coin features the bold central 200 shillings, with the denomination prominently displayed to facilitate quick identification in daily transactions. Often, Ugandan coins from this era also incorporated decorative patterns or subtle national motifs around the denomination, reinforcing national identity and aesthetic appeal. The plain edge ensures the coin is comfortable to handle and inexpensive to produce, while its substantial size and weight make it more durable than equivalent-value banknotes, which wear out quickly in Uganda's varied climate conditions. Economically, the introduction of the 200 shillings coin was part of a broader trend in many African countries during the late 20th century, shifting higher denominations from paper to coinage to reduce replacement costs and extend circulation life. In 1998, 200 shillings had a notable purchasing power in Uganda, capable of buying small household goods, public transport fares, or food items. Though inflation in later years significantly reduced this value, the coin was mass-produced for circulation, so in well-worn condition it generally holds little premium value over face value. However, coins in uncirculated UNC or proof-like condition, especially those preserved in official mint sets, are much more appealing to collectors of African coinage. From a numismatic perspective, the Bank of Uganda 200 shillings 1998 coin is valued for its clear national symbolism, durable metal composition, and representation of Uganda's monetary history in the 1990s. Collectors look for examples with sharp strikes, fully visible fine details on the coat of arms, and minimal surface marks. While it is not a rare coin in circulated condition, it gains significance as part of a complete set of Ugandan coins from the 1990s, especially for those studying the transition of African economies from low-value notes to high-value coins in historical context. The 1998 coin reflects a period of relative economic recovery under the leadership of President Yoweri Museveni, during which Uganda pursued policies aimed at stabilizing its currency and encouraging growth. The decision to issue higher denomination coins like the 200 shillings was both an economic and logistical measure, reducing the costs associated with printing and replacing small-value bank. Today, while the coin still circulates, its real purchasing power has declined due to inflation, making it more a utilitarian piece than a store of significant value in everyday life. In conclusion, the 1998 Bank of Uganda 200 shillings coin is more than just a piece of metal. It is a small but important chapter in Uganda's monetary story. With its proud display of the national coat of arms, durable nickel-plated steel composition, and role in the practical modernization of Uganda's currency system, it stands as both a functional instrument of commerce and a collectible artifact for those interested in African numismatics. Well-preserved examples retain their lustrous silver appearance and sharp details, offering a glimpse into the nation's identity and economic journey at the close of the 20th century. Next, the 2003 Bank of Uganda 100 shillings coin is a mid-denomination coin in Uganda's modern coinage series, issued during the early 21st century when the nation was continuing its policy of replacing certain lower-value banknotes with durable coins to improve currency longevity and reduce replacement costs. Uganda's currency, the Ugandan shilling UGX, had been in use since 1966, but due to inflationary pressures over the decades, Higher value coins such as the 100 shillings denomination became essential for day-to-day transactions. Struck in nickel-plated steel, the 2003 coin has a clean silvery finish when new, though circulated pieces often dull to a grayish tone after years of handling. This durable composition was chosen to resist corrosion in Uganda's varied climate while also being cost-efficient to produce. The coin measures approximately 23 millimeters in diameter, 1.9 millimeters in thickness, and weighs around 5.5 grams. It has a plain, smooth edge, a feature consistent with other mid-value Ugandan coins, ensuring comfortable handling and easy differentiation from higher denomination coins, which sometimes feature reeded or decorative edges. On the obverse front of the coin is the coat of arms of Uganda, a rich emblem that encapsulates the nation's identity and values. At its center, a traditional African shield and two crossed spears represent defense, readiness, and cultural heritage. Above the shield is the drum, a symbol of unity, communication, and the deep-rooted traditions of the Ugandan people. The shield itself features a rising sun, symbolizing hope, vitality, and the country's position along the equator, and wavy lines that represent the River Nile and Uganda's abundant water resources, including Lake Victoria. Supporting the shield on either side are two symbolic animals: the crested crane, Uganda's graceful national bird, embodying peace and elegance, and the Ugandan cob, an antelope symbolizing the richness of the nation's wildlife. Below the shield is a depiction of fertile land with a river running through it, highlighting agriculture as the backbone of Uganda's economy. Surrounding this central design is the inscription Bank of Uganda at the top, and the year of minting, 2003 at the bottom. The reverse back side of the coin displays the denomination 100 shillings in large, bold numerals and capital letters. At the center, the simple, uncluttered design allows for quick recognition during transactions, an important feature for everyday commerce. Some coins from this period include a subtle border or rim beading for durability and design balance. Though the primary focus remains the denomination itself, the size, weight, and plain edge make it easy to distinguish from the smaller 50 shillings coin and the larger, heavier 200 shillings coin. From an economic perspective, the 100 shillings coin in 2003 had reasonable purchasing power in Uganda, often used for public transport fares, snacks, or small household goods. While inflation has since reduced its buying capacity, at the time of issue it played an important role in daily transactions, bridging the gap between lower-value coins and higher-value bank. Its introduction as a coin rather than a banknote was part of a wider cost-saving strategy by the Bank of Uganda, since coins generally last decades in circulation compared to the short lifespan of paper notes in heavy-use economies. In terms of mintage and collectability, the 2003 100 shillings coin was produced in large quantities for circulation, making it common in worn condition. Circulated examples are generally worth only their face value, but uncirculated UNC or mint state specimens, particularly those preserved in official mint sets, are more desirable to collectors. Proof versions, if struck, would be rare, featuring mirror-like surfaces and sharp detail intended for numismatic markets. Error coins, such as those with off-center strikes, double impressions, or missing plating, are uncommon and can command a premium. Collectors of African coinage valued the 2003 issue as part of a complete series, especially when paired with other denominations from the same year. The symbolism of the design is deeply tied to Uganda's national pride. The crested crane and cob antelope represent peace and wildlife. The sun, Nile, and fertile fields highlight agriculture and natural beauty, and the drum and shield emphasize unity, tradition, and readiness to protect the nation. These symbols are consistent across many Ugandan coins, reinforcing cultural continuity over the years. In conclusion, the 2003 Bank of Uganda 100 shillings coin is both a practical piece of modern Ugandan currency and a symbolic representation of the country's heritage and resources. Struck in durable nickel-plated steel and designed with national pride, it was issued during a time when coinage played an increasingly important role in the economy. While common in everyday condition, pristine examples remain sought after by collectors as part of Uganda's early 2000s coinage history, offering both functional and historical value in the story of East African money. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.